Ever since humanity decided that drag racing with horses was kinda lame, we took to inventing something fast, robust, and not powered by carrots. Introducing the humble automobile. While some people just want a car that gets them from point A to point B, others prefer the finer things on four wheels. And when I say finer, I mean a seven-figure price tag kind of finer. What makes these rides so expensive? Apart from their precision engineering and high-performance specs, they're often part of an ultra-limited batch. Sometimes only a handful are ever made. This makes their rarity almost as impressive as their price tag. Ready to take a sneak peek at the coolest cars you'll probably never see again? Let's get it on! BMW Vision Next 100. The BMW Vision Next 100 was developed for BMW's 100th anniversary celebrations back in 2016, and after all, when you've lived such a long life, isn't a special present in order? Engineers and designers at BMW wanted to create something truly unique. The result is a copper-colored concept car that is out of this world. The aim of the build was to fully integrate their analog and digital worlds to create a seamless experience for the user. Externally, the lines and styling of the car really aren't that much different to a high-end BMW you would find on a showroom floor today, but the similarities stop there. Live geometry panels inside and outside the car work in 3D, changing texture to signal and communicate to the driver. They use movement caught in peripheral vision in a similar way to a flock of birds changing direction in unison. In boost mode, the car operated in a typical driving experience. In ease mode, however, the windshield turns into a heads-up display, acting as a guide as you travel, highlighting attractions and points of interest. A multifaceted crystalline structure pops up from the dash, the physical representation of the AI autonomously driving the car that makes Siri look about as intelligent as the first people who walked planet Earth. Rolls-Royce Vision Next 100. Acting as a more luxury-oriented sister car to the BMW, the Rolls-Royce Vision Next 100 takes the phrase outlandish concept to a whole other level. Respect is commanded due to its sheer presence. It's longer and taller than it seems. Sleek design of slimline headlights and a tail grille are a stark contrast to the ostentatious wheel covers, giving it a steampunk vibe more at home in a retro, futuristic sci-fi movie like Blade Runner. Before entering the vehicle, an upward-lifting roof, open suicide door, and extendable step greets you, enabling you to walk in dignified and fully upright. On the inside, grandeur and prestige are communicated via a silk lounge, real wood grain highlights, and hand-woven woolen carpets. It offers autonomous driving, having an AI brain shared with BMW. Virtual chauffeur Eleanor forms the nucleus of the journey and is a true virtual assistant, even informing a destination venue that you are running late due to traffic. This is what they had in mind when they designed the talking car kit for TV's Knight Rider, but the execution wasn't nearly on point. Renault Trezor. This stunning car won the Most Beautiful Concept Car of the Year award in 2016. The Renault Trezor is a two-seater electric car with autonomous capabilities and, unlike other concept cars, is set to come to a street near you in the not-so-distant future. This is a case of Beauty and the Beast, embodying a style that is equal parts vintage 1940s touring car and classic-shaped Batmobile. From the bonnet all the way to the rear of the cockpit, the entire roof lifts up to allow both driver and passenger to hop right in. This is what would happen if the teacher asked you to draw your ideal car when you were a 10-year-old kid, and then they made it. Red upholstery used in the interior of the car gives a subtle hint about the true intentions of this beast. Speed is the focal point in this build. A body made from lightweight aluminum and carbon fiber is propelled forward at tremendous speed by a revolutionary electric power plant under the hood, hitting 0 to 60 miles per hour in a face-meltingly quick 4 seconds and topping out at over 125 miles per hour. This has got to be the coolest electric car that will ever grace the streets. Bentley EXP 100 GT. Following in the footsteps of BMW, Bentley also unveiled a unique birthday present to celebrate the company's 100th year of operation back in 2019. The Bentley EXP 100 GT explores how grand touring could look in the next 15 years. This is a driver's car built by drivers for drivers with comfort on long journeys at the forefront. Scissor doors that half the total length of the car open up to give some classic supercar styling to the driver's entry. Each occupant has their own fully modular armchair air. Innovation oozes out of every square inch of this opulent vehicle. Air curation brings in fragrances from the outside world passing you by while filtering out any city pollution or harmful toxins. Glass panels make up the roof and side panels, giving an uninterrupted view of the scenery as you travel in the utmost indulgent comfort. Enhanced mode optimizes driver capabilities, which Cocoon mode enables an AI curator for the journey experience, taking over the wheel, leaving you to enjoy the view. Think driving Miss Daisy without the social inequality. DS-X E-Tense. A car that's as light as a feather and silent as a breeze, the DS-X E-Tense proves that asymmetry is the new beautiful and forces us to challenge what we know about automotive design. This concept is a simple one. What if you could have two cars in one? A sports car with twin electric motors pushing out 450 horsepower for everyday use. If this isn't scary enough, this figure ramps up to 1,360 horsepower in circuit mode, enabling the user to put the advanced suspension and handling of this lightweight chassis through its paces. The interior is set out in a seething sue of blue hues, carbon fiber weave, and rich leather featuring throughout. An open-air pyramidal seat molds itself to suit the driver's body no matter what shape or size. Ever wondered how it feels to pilot a Formula One race car? On the other side, an unassuming sedan. Up to 2 passengers travel in encapsulated comfort in an enclosed pod that looks like a play on the classical motorbike sidecar. We're always told we can't have the best of both worlds. DS Automobiles strongly disagrees. Mercedes-Benz Vision AVTR. Mercedes employed the services of none other than James Cameron for its insane concept car unveiled this year, the Mercedes-Benz Vision AVTR. You guessed it, the sleek, aquatic design is inspired by the underwater sequel to the hit movie Avatar. It combines outlandish styling with a glimpse of some futuristically inspired tech that we could see down the road. There are 33 streamlined bionic flaps, jokingly referred to as scales, that rise up to communicate with the outside world like the hide of some intergalactic beast. Wheels are styled from the seeds of the Tree of Life from the movie and are spherical in design, able to move the car sideways and even diagonally. The inside of the car is full of smooth, biological lines with materials such as vegan leather and recycled plastic used to reduce its carbon footprint. A command module extends up from the center console, vibrating in time with your heartbeat, and lights pulse and change to simulate a living, breathing organism. Driving is a purely passive experience without a steering wheel in sight. Pininfarina Battista. With a limited run of only 150 manufactured and costing over $5 million each, the Pininfarina Battista demands the status of an ultra-exclusive hypercar. The Battista will be the most powerful production car to come out of Italy, each wheel being powered by its own dedicated electric motor, producing a combined output of a maniacal 1,900 horsepower and 1,700 foot-pounds. It looks every bit like a hypercar, with a low profile, pointed nose, and aerodynamic slots throughout designed to provide as much grip as possible. A mechanical extending spoiler at the rear adjusts to changes in speed and conditions to provide enough downforce to prevent this aeronautically designed automobile from using the road as a runway and taking off into the stratosphere. Bucket seats and harnesses inside are hint enough that you need to be strapped in to feel the G's. This insanely fast car will hurtle you through space at an astonishing speed, potentially doing 0 to 60 in well under 2 seconds and 0 to 185 in under 13. Bring your own airplane sick bag for a test drive in this rocket. Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. A fierce rival to Bugatti, manufacturer Koenigsegg are the masters of the one-up. First, they had the One, the Veyron killer, and now the Jesko Absolute is looking to blow the Chiron out of the water. It's still in the testing and development phase, but there are a few things we do know. This car is set to not only break the magic 300-mile-per-hour barrier that the Chiron barely nudged past, it's looking at the uncharted territory of speed and acceleration beyond. The Jesko Absolute further blurs the lines between dedicated track monster and road-legal hypercar. We wouldn't like to hit a bump in the road in one of these. The suspension is tuned so finely that the tire would scrub hard against the wheel arch. An unassuming, unstatedly utilitarian exterior hides the heart of this titan well. A 1,600 horsepower twin-turbo 5-liter V8 designed for one thing: to suck you into the back of your seat. Expect only Russian billionaires, tech moguls, or Saudi princes to get their hands on what is probably the uncrowned top dog of the asphalt. Audi PB18 e-tron. Generally, concept cars are used as an exhibition only to showcase new designs, innovations, and features of a manufacturer. The 2018 Audi PB18 e-tron wasn't ever meant for production, but all signs point to this not being the case, which can only be described as a win for supercar enthusiasts. There's been a history of Audi supercars born from concept car DNA, namely the R8, derived from the Le Mans Quattro unveiled 3 years earlier. The Germans are well known for their efficiency, and from its aggressive lines and generally angry, angular exterior physique, there's no doubt that this car's designed with performance as a priority. A trio of electric motors delivers over 720 horsepower and 610 foot-pounds of torque to the road below with instant delivery, courtesy of a liquid-cooled solid-state battery with a radius of 310 miles. The car can be charged wirelessly, just like a Qi charger for your phone, capable of 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mere 2 seconds, coming soon to a showroom floor near you. Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. If we're talking about the current king of the streets, look no further than the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. You'd have a better chance of finding a unicorn or a leprechaun with a pot of gold than having the pleasure of feasting your eyes on one of these beauties. Able to cover a mind-bending 450 feet per second, this fire-breathing monster sets a world speed record of 304.77 miles per hour. While many other manufacturers boast claimed top speeds, the Chiron puts its money where its mouth is. At the end of the day, it's just a fancy-pants Volkswagen, but this is not your average Golf. At least it looks better than one. An astonishing amount of money went into the production of this car, with aeronautical engineers using space-age materials to construct the carbon fiber monocockpit to match its absolutely ridiculous 8-liter quad-turbo V16 engine. This car shares more genetic material with a fighter jet or the Apollo 13 shuttle than an automobile.